Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and others. We're laughing on the inside.
I'm not.
Three of us.
I'm not laughing.
People in the audience were.
That's fair.
That scenes that weren't funny.
I kind of did that too.
Yeah, but you're a sick individual.
And your point is?
That is my point.
Fair enough.
It's time to talk about
Only
Joker.
because it was cathartic. I was rooting for him.
It's time to talk about Joker.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Stop staring.
Okay, so what you do is you move your mouth and words will come out.
And to be fair, I only laughed at the people who deserved it, who had it coming.
This is fair.
So, most of the people in that movie.
I'll talk about that.
Alright. So, in my honest opinion, unbiased, DC has hit it out of the park twice this year. The first was on the complete opposite of this movie with Shazam.
Yep.
And its polar opposite with Joker.
Yep.
The movie was fantastic.
I'm conflicted about whether or not it's my favorite movie of the year, because I feel like this is one of those movies that it's going to be amazing the first time you see it.
And then afterwards, it's just going to get predictable.
No, that's every movie
That's every
ever.
movie ever.
But it's going to be harder to watch, probably.
Okay, fair enough.
Because there's this magical device called the fast forward button.
Fair.
Yeah. I like the movie.
And then there's the pause button, too.
Yeah.
I like the movie. Don't get me wrong. I like the movie, but I don't think it was like the greatest thing ever that everyone's been basically saying it is. It's out.
I haven't seen that many people doing that. If anything, I've been seeing the opposite.
Really?
Yeah. So, my thoughts, because I probably have the most concise thoughts out of all of us, because I saw this movie 24 hours before everyone else did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I found the movie to be disturbing.
That was
at
the
some
idea.
point, shocking,
The idea.
The idea.
provocative.
Yep.
Still the idea.
And I loved it.
Sounds about right.
So it
Okay.
actually made you think.
Okay, sit.
Exactly.
Okay, so someone put a cushion in the chair because I feel a butt coming.
Yeah.
There's no but. Well, okay, there is a but. I'm also
you.
kind of worried.
Why?
You're worried that people will take this movie too seriously and we will get several rioting clowns.
Probably.
Not that much. I'm worried,
No.
and my worries are founded, apparently, that everybody's going to take away from this film the exact wrong conversation we should be having.
Yeah.
Which
People have
is-
already been bitching about the movie online already.
Which
No,
is...
the conversations we should be having about this film are mental health,
Yes.
violence,
Yes.
To quote Bill and Ted, be excellent to everyone.
kind of. But those are the kind of conversations we should be having, like serious conversations about people's mental states, the tendency towards violence that people have, how we treat each other.
Ooh, don't forget about the class warfare.
But, yeah, class warfare. But, of course, what is the conversation about this movie online?
Comic book movie.
Misogyny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's misogyny. People are going to emulate it. It's the same fucking shit we've been getting
For everything.
every single movie.
Every single
Ever since movies were invented.
Every single movie,
essentially.
every single game, every single book, and every single piece of music.
You're gonna need
And every single piece of art.
you're gonna
Every
need to
single
spell
thing
this
of
out
everything.
for me. You're gonna need to spell this out for me because I'm a little lost.
People are bitching about the movie because of the violence towards the women.
I'm not even saying towards women, just the violence in general.
No, but
people
they're
are like,
actually-
oh, you're making us sympathize with a murderer, with a mass killer.
And yet these are coming from most likely the same bitches that love serial killers.
Which I'll get to my thoughts on that whole aspect of the film later. But
People have done that in comic books, and
Still doesn't make it any better for them for their arguments.
there have been movies like this forever.
yeah. Besides, they're taking idea from this in the universe itself. There is a version of Batman who is a cold-blooded killer, and people didn't feel any remorse cheering him on when he was killing people.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll give... you can talk first, but I've got a point to make for that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh,
right,
okay. I mean, that's played for fun, for the most part. Like, you're not supposed to take that super seriously. That killing Batman, whatever. Because that's there for essentially existential fun. Whereas this movie is meant to portray more realistic.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, what you got, Colin?
I was just gonna say that even if, even if you look back even earlier in like books and stuff, even if the author tries to humanize any type of monster, entity, whatever the hell it may be, it doesn't matter if the author's trying to humanize it. The characters will always see them as whoever they are.
Yep, basically like the novel Grendel.
That's what I was just thinking about, too.
Anybody remember that?
From the very beginning of that, going on a tangent just because it connects here, but from the very beginning of that, Grendel is thought of as nothing more than a descendant of Cain, when he did nothing wrong other than being shunned out just because of what he was. And the reason he attacked was because of the treatment that he was, given.
Oh, you're talking about that Grendel? I'm talking about Grendel as in the story of Beowulf.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
I've heard, my bad.
So
Yeah,
we're
same
not
person.
talking about Grindelwald.
No.
Read another book series.
I never read the Harry Potter book series. I was trying to lighten the mood with a joke. Which, I guess that got taken the same way with Arthur in this movie, too.
I guess,
Yeah.
can't technically he also have been seen that way? No, not with the whole, Mark of Cain stuff, but, he was shunned from the very beginning, and then they pushed him to the edge. And
We'll
that's
talk about that
why...
later.
That's precisely the case here, because the way I see it, a part of us is always going to... People as a species are violent, greedy, somewhat psychotic. There is always going to
Don't
be
forget
arrogance. There's going to be a little part of us, or in your case a big part, that is going to push on and sort of applaud, root for that psychotic aspect of a character. You said yourself that you were cheering Arthur on as he was turning into the Joker when he was killing the people that got what they deserved. Let me finish. And I think while that is the case, people look at that more than in this movie, which, playing off what you guys were saying, he was shunned, and you sort of want to... You're watching it to see his journey, but you don't want him to get to that breaking point. You want something to come up in his life to make it better, which sort of happens in the movie. There are a couple.
Never happens.
There are a couple instances, despite the fact that they are delusions, where it looks like his life is going to take a turn, despite the fact that you know what's going to happen regardless.
That's why they're delusions.
He gets a date. He gets invited onto the Murray Show.
Well, that's real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
But not
of that.
for the right reasons.
Something of that, but you still want him to not go down that path, but at the same time you want to watch all the blood happen.
Even if you don't want people to go down that path, there are some people who will go anyway, no matter what you do. You can't stop them.
The way I see
that's
it,
the case that happened here.
yeah, the way I see it, there are two ways to look at it. There are people who don't want you to go down a certain path, and ones that will lead you down it.
Basically,
Which is exactly what happened. They
Now,
led him down that.
Wolf, I was trying to say about that.
Go ahead.
Yes, I did get the enjoyment of seeing them actually get the girl uppins. The thing is, this is just a poor man that life just basically took a giant, massive dump on him ever since the beginning. Hell, even since the beginning of his life, he's already abandoned. He didn't even have a real name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As one of the most famous lines the Joker has said in the comic books, everyone has a bad day. And this was his bad day.
Oh, this is
or in the case, it's more
bad
of a bad
life.
week.
Yeah.
Bad life.
Yeah, bad life.
it was just that tipping point, because you see it happen, you see it slowly and gradually.
Mm-hmm.
A man who actually enjoyed his job, a man who just wanted to actually just bring some laughter, some life, some sunlight into people's lives.
And he was shunned for it.
Not just shunned for it, it's just the fact that everyone just saw him as his punching bag.
That's exactly what they saw him as.
It's Gotham for you. And then it just starts boiling down all the way to the class warfare. Everything. His mother letting her guy abuse the poor kid. You see all that stuff happen, and it never went away.
Would that technically be a case of repression? As in, he didn't remember any of those child abuse memories?
Well, he was probably a baby when they happened.
He was a child. We don't know exactly how old he was when it happened, but that's stuff.
Sorry, I'm bringing school into this. Wow. Sorry.
That probably would be repression. Like, he wouldn't
It's
want to
definitely
know about
not
that.
projection. Well, it's not projection until later. It's more. I guess no, it wouldn't really be denial. It's more. I forget the other one, and then projection. Basically the same thing. It's just a little bit twisted differently.
Oh, I know what you're talking about too.
The psychoanalysis. Yeah.
Because that's the
I'm in
thing.
another psych class.
That's the thing with him. He was already already unraveling Fred, and then it just, boom, there goes that membrane.
There it goes. Bye. Shit. Like, and it's awesome in the movie how you can actually see the point of where he snaps. Like, you can physically see it.
Especially with his entire outfit. You start seeing a bit more red, a bit more purple in the right light as it goes along until he's finally wearing a red suit that looks purple in deep enough light.
Yep.
Yeah.
The hair went green, the way he did the makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, I'm just gonna go on a limb here when you actually finally saw him actually, like, ice that guy in his apartment.
Yeah.
That was basically looking like Joker did in the Telltale Batman games. Before it just went full on.
Fair enough.
Because you ever seen that game? He looked exactly just like that version of Joker.
No, I have.
Yeah.
I know somebody who used to play it.
So you guys are talking about how you felt good whenever you killed people, the people who deserve. I never felt
Honestly,
any
yes.
kind of catharsis when you did that.
I honestly did.
I never
So did
felt
I.
like anybody deserved it.
The thing is, nobody truly deserves it, but stuff happens, it will happen.
You can sympathize with it, I guess, a little bit. Well, at least I did.
Here's why I loved the movie, is because it made me walk this fine line. I never sympathized with him. I always understood him. But I always looked at him, like, once the first gunshot went off in the subway, he was a monster in my eyes.
Oh, no fooling. Easily he was a monster. We didn't love him for it. We understood it. It was like we finally got to cap him.
You think this is a
like
sad way of saying that we, outside of you, we would probably be following him if this guy was real?
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
Because a whole movement got started just because he was just trying, actively defend himself from 3 jackasses that were just picking on a guy just because they could.
Yeah. I feel like the only reason I sympathized with him just a little bit, I'm not saying 100%, because yes, it's not right to kill anybody, but I don't know. I felt kind of relieved when they got what they deserved.
Are you actually sympathizing with him, or are you having sympathy for him?
I don't know.
Probably sympathy for him.
Again, I don't think anybody that he killed deserved it. Like, sure, they were being assholes and jerks, but...
You've never felt that way about somebody who's bullied you? You've
I mean,
never
I
wanted them
have
dead?
before, but those are more like intrusive thoughts. They're not something that I would ever actually want to act upon.
That's your super ego.
Because I would feel disgusted with myself if I ever did.
I think
That's
the thing
still
is,
your super ego.
the best way this movie basically touched upon us and basically had all his thoughts, well, it basically went for you for the super ego, a lot of everyone else, it just preyed upon the id.
Impulses.
The id, just that basic human instinct.
I honestly don't know how it would be in my case, because I'm terrified that it would go either way, where...
What do you mean?
Like the example you were giving Tyler, if something like that were to happen to me, I know I would go down either one of those two paths, but I don't know which one it would be.
Basically, you're stuck at a crossroads.
Yeah, and I would prefer to stay there and set up a picnic, as opposed to be a possibility of just
So you'd rather
going down
just
the
stay
same road.
neutral rather than go down. Let's say you went down the good path. You'd always think of what would happen down if you went the bad path,
Yeah.
and vice versa.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
I see that. I definitely see it.
I mean, I've been beaten down, like he was beaten down by a few people in this
Same.
film, like, and it was always for stupid stuff, like
It's always gonna be for stupid stuff.
yeah, we bring up Godzilla on this podcast all the time, but I've mentioned this before. When I was a child, people picked on me because I liked Godzilla.
People will pick
And
on
many
you
of
for
them
no matter
pushed me
what you
down
like.
and kicked the shit out of me for it.
Which is retarded.
Yeah.
People will beat the hell out of you for no fucking
There
reason.
was a point in my life where I had to learn that I had to do two things. I had to fight back, and sometimes I knew I had to grin and bear it.
I don't know if I ever mentioned this to you guys, but long story short, because I'm not going to tell the whole story. If you want to know, ask me after the podcast. I actually got beat the shit out of by the girl who lived on the end of my street.
Wow.
For no goddamn reason. Off of some bullshit lie she created. Fun, huh?
I was beaten down for a legit reason, though.
What were you beaten for?
My wallet.
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh, yeah.
tell
That's not
me after
being-
the podcast.
He got mugged, remember?
Oh, that?
Yep.
I thought you meant something else.
No.
Never mind.
Aside from that, I've only ever been punched once. And
For...
for standing up for myself, because some asshole decided to
people will
go,
do that.
hey, I'm gonna take what belongs to you and play keep away with my asshole friend. What? You're standing up for yourself and you knock me to the ground to get your stuff back? Oh, I'm gonna come around, I'm gonna sock you right in the jaw, fucking moron.
Yeah,
And you know what I did?
I understand that.
I played the victim. And you know what happened?
You got them all expelled.
I got him expelled.
You got lucky.
Yeah.
He could have killed you.
You know, most of the people that did that to me didn't get in trouble.
Nobody who bullied me got in trouble.
Yeah.
If anything, I got in trouble.
You were homeschooled.
Are you kidding? I got into like 2 fights at school.
At home?
No, before I got homeschooled.
Oh.
And I beat both their asses. I literally sat on one guy and I beat him into the bedrock of the dirt. This was 5th grade.
The hell he do?
The hell were you as a kid?
I'll explain later.
Okay, explain after the podcast.
Are we just gonna call this Joker? We'll explain it later.
Nah.
I like
We're
it.
talking about Joker.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my subtle thoughts on that. I think it basically touched to a lot of people in the with their ids. Well, something like that. It definitely got you into super ego.
Yeah.
Like, would you? Could you? Would you? If you could and you thought you could get away with it.
That's more ego than super ego. Because super ego is, hello, there's consequences here. You can't do this. Whereas ego's like, you can do it if you don't get caught. Yes, I pay attention in psych class.
Nice. Very nice. But, yeah, basically, I know I keep saying basically, I need to stop that.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
But this was nothing but a shatter-minded Pagliacci just waiting to happen.
Yeah,
And it did happen.
exactly.
Because I'm pretty sure you guys noticed the whole operatic things, especially when the music was playing as he danced.
Mm-hmm.
You'll look me straight in the eye and tell me that wasn't trying to be a Pagliacci reference each time.
Well, the whole movie is
Fair
very
enough.
much a reference and homage to both Taxi Driver and King of Comedy.
Which I found this movie easier to get through than Taxi Driver. I still can't get through Taxi Driver.
Maybe that's the reason why they have Robert De Niro in the show.
Yeah, that was right. Robert De Niro even said that his role was an ode to King of Comedy.
So, is anyone else not that interested in what was going on with the Super Rats?
I kind of was.
No, not really.
I kind of was, because I thought it was gonna lead to maybe some kind of homage to the rat catcher.
And again,
You know, I was
don't really
actually,
understand
I was
it, to be
actually,
honest.
I didn't even think about that too much until Jeremy Johns mentioned that Joker had kind of become the Rat King in his spoiler video, and I was like, oh, that's what that meant.
Huh?
Okay, so in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lore, there's this character called the Rat King.
Yeah,
who
I know
was
who that
he,
is.
a mutant?
Well, Rat King essentially refers to a criminal thing.
Well, true, but in the example that I'm thinking of, he manages to control rats like he's the king. He has their followers, and in this instance, Joker becomes the Rat King, and he has a number of followers wearing clown masks. There's a train full of them.
I don't know. I kept I cannot talk today. I kept expecting them to at least reference Crown Prince at least once. It may have just been a thing, but I don't know. I was expecting them to, but they probably won't do it until later if this gets it.
It's not even a
It's
sequel.
own separate entity. That doesn't tie into anything.
Yeah, and Joaquin Phoenix says he doesn't want to do a franchise. So,
I can understand why.
Yeah.
well,
What they did.
Joaquin Phoenix is an artist. So,
Yeah, but not only that, but if you've seen him on the talk shows, he mentions how strenuous it was losing that much weight for a role like that.
Also,
He basically looks like Christian Bale before Batman Begins.
I really
That
hope
was just
he
really unhealthy.
seeks
That scared me.
Therapy.
He probably will.
played into it.
I knew somebody who was that thin.
Because
Ugh.
speaking of which, I am now definitely worried for the man. This was a great Joker. This is a great Joker movie. Even the original movie Joker, where Jack Nicholson said this movie that role should be retired because it is a cursed role.
And he's the lightest one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next to Cesar Romero. But that's because Cesar Romero was the Silver Age Joker.
And to be fair, that was supposed to be a campy, fun Batman. Not something serious like, let's put a smile on that face.
Or second to it,
This tape.
call me Joker.
What the
Yeah.
hell did
Jack
that
Nicholson
do?
had so many issues after that movie. Jack Nicholson had problems after that movie.
Heath Ledger definitely had problems.
Jack even warned Heath about the role.
To be completely fair, though, Jared Leto had problems before he became the Joker.
Well, that's what you get.
Jared Leto's just an asshole.
Well, yeah, what's that? That's just... What's that?
He's Morbius now.
Yeah, it's 30 Seconds to Mars guy, right? Yeah, it's 30 Seconds to Mars, right?
Yeah, 30 Seconds to Mars guy.
Yeah. So there you go.
Which I'm surprised he was bad, because he's actually not a bad actor. He's actually a really good actor. He's just an asshole.
I'm still seeing Morbius, though. Regardless.
It's gonna be so terrible.
I need to know if they wreck one of the forms of vampirism that I respect.
Remember Venom?
I still think Venom was fantastic.
Venom was fantastically awful, and you know it. I love that stupid movie.
I will continue to deny that.
So you thought it was awfully fantastic, and he thinks it was fantastically awful.
No,
Yes.
he's on the same boat I am. He thinks the movie's bad, but loves it.
I will continue to deny that.
Anyway,
Moving on.
Back to Joker.
that was brilliant. The way it all just situated.
The way it was handled.
It was situated, the way it was handled. I thought it was way too a little too the whole fascist propaganda thing with the whole Antifa, and everyone wearing black in the mask. This one thing against the rich. You
Fair.
look me straight in the eye and tell me that wasn't very Antifa-esque.
Well, that's just regular mob. especially 80s mob.
Fair point. But come on, even like the effigy.
I mean, I
that
can
they're running
definitely
up,
see Antifa.
especially the whole
Yeah.
effigy model of Thomas Wayne.
Thomas Wayne was a dick.
No, I completely was on his side.
Thomas Wayne?
Yeah.
Why?
Explain.
Because think about this. Some fucking asshole, crazy, insane person
Goes up and touches your son.
Yeah, his mother works for you for a few years, 30 years ago, is insane, has to be committed, has been writing to you for fucking the last 30 years with delusions about this is your son. You get your own kid, and then her adopted son, who's a fucking insane person, comes up and puts his hands on your kid, and then goes and confronts you in the bathroom.
That part I do agree with, but the way he was
And-
talking about, during when he was running for mayor in that position, he could have been a bit more subtle.
Yeah, he could have been a bit more subtle there, but when it comes to all that stuff, it's like, yeah, I'd have punched him in the face too.
Yeah.
It's like, don't touch my kid, you weirdo.
That was a roller coaster of emotion as well. Honestly, when you put it that way, the pieces do fall together and kind of. Honestly, would you want someone doing that to your kid?
I don't have a kid, though.
If you had a kid.
I don't plan on having a kid.
Alright, Leo, if you were to have kids, would you want someone like that just run up and touching their face like that? Like thumbs right in their mouth?
No.
Right. I was like, when you start thinking because I honestly cringed when he did that with Bruce. I cringed.
Am I the only person who kind of thought in the back of their head, he's going to kick your ass in about 20 years?
Probably. Because it's not a different universe. Different
No,
type of
it
thing.
still implies that he turns into Batman.
I mean, how can it not? Especially with the whole Pearl repping.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if they were trying to sort of go the route of how old Walking Phoenix looked with how old Bruce was, by the time he would have become Batman,
He'd be kind
Well,
of
Joker would have been an old ass man.
Well, Joaquin Phoenix is... the character is probably about 30 in this film.
He doesn't look it.
That's because he's fucking in Gotham and he's fucking
life like that will
starved
make you age
and
quite a bit.
disgusting. And it's like, I've seen 26-year-olds that look like they're fucking 50.
Yeah,
So
no.
bad.
Especially as much as he smokes.
Yeah. It's like... it's like we never know exactly how old the Joker is anyway.
We don't exactly
So-
know anything about him truly. Everything that was
Exactly.
basically given to us in the movie, aside from most key parts, was all delusion. Our own sense of reality was put into check during that whole thing. Because also, that black woman he was imagining, he was seeing. Did anyone ever get her name?
No.
No.
I can't remember it. I know she has one.
Yeah, she has one, but did we ever even hear it?
No.
And who else was thinking he was gonna go in there and cap her?
I know you did.
I thought he was gonna strangle her.
I thought he was gonna shoot her and then,
Yeah, I thought he was about to kill her.
because it was just.
Because he kept doing the
It's,
sign.
ever since she put that font to his head, he's been running with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, does everyone remember when people went nuts about the makeup for this Joker?
No. 'Cause I never did. I thought he looked good.
I said people, not you.
I don't remember any of that actually. I
I
mean,
do.
I think I've heard maybe one or two comments about it, but other than that, I had no problem with it either.
I remember people having the same concerns, honestly. And I had
concerns?
similar concerns before, but when he actually puts it on and whatnot, you kind of get used to it.
Well, people thought Heath Ledger was going to suck also.
People
I
thought Michael Keaton was gonna suck.
Robert Pattinson will be best Batman.
I'm calling it.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
This kid grows up to be Robert Pattinson.
Oi.
Nah. Again, I think that Batman eventually exists in this universe, but we're never going to see that.
Oh,
I don't ever want to see that.
Why would you want to?
I really don't want to.
Anything else that you want to add? Like, like any afterthoughts or things that didn't like hold up to you? Hold up to anyone?
No, it was great.
Well, we want to talk about how, like, some people aren't too don't like how the Waynes were included in the movie.
Why?
Like, because they didn't feel like it fit. Like, anytime the movie actually actively tried to put itself into the Batman part, like, people said that it didn't really fit too much.
That's true. It kind of came to something of a halt.
It felt a little shoehorned in that Thomas Wayne was running for mayor.
No, that felt fine. No, like, specifically the ending, some people found a bit weird.
Oh, like how it just like, just like run out there, pow, pow, rip, and then just run off?
Like, specifically that the Wayne murder was shown at all.
You'd think that.
I don't know. I kind
I
of expected that.
I wasn't expecting that, but once they actually start like focusing on a movie theater and you just see two people.
Yeah, the moment that started, it's like, okay, they're just gonna.
And they actually had to make it Zorro the Gay Blade, not just regular Zorro.
Yeah.
So at least it puts a timestamp to it, because I wasn't sure exactly when this was actually happening.
But yeah, I think it was like 81, I believe.
Yeah, because Zorro the Gay Blade. All right then, interesting choice to throw into the movie. Let's just leave it at that.
I thought it was a bit wonky at first, but then I was thinking about it, and I was taking the Batman part out of that, and when you do that, the ending's a lot more powerful when you take the fact that it's like, okay, he's gonna become Batman later out, is all this fucking violence that that the Joker started, everything that's come because of it, and how does it end? With a child watching his parents die.
Yeah, so the violence just begets the violence. Because if anyone actually didn't know anything about Batman and didn't realize that was actually meant to be Bruce Wayne, and this murder is actually what caused him to become Batman, that would just be basically a Joker starting all over again.
Yeah.
True, but that's kind of like suggesting that people have never heard of Spider-Man. But those two are way.
Well, let's
too
be honest. If you're
different.
going to see this movie this weekend, you know what Batman is.
Easily, but still, just the whole fact about it is, and not to mention the fact it basically ends on Joker's revolution, and the whole revolution means it's starting at the same point once more in this perfect circle. Mm. And, well, you know.
Of course, we know for a fact that Bruce goes the opposite direction with it.
Against the storm, yeah. But still, it's still a revolution, but a counter-revolution. Still a circle.
And then Barry Allen runs back in time and wrecks the entire movie.
Fuck!
Ah,
Damn you, Flashpoint!
Ah, damn it. Now we got Terry McGinnis. Please give us Terry McGinnis. I would love to see that.
There's actually a petition going on. I don't know if it's a petition or not, but I saw something on Facebook about how they want Michael Keaton to be old Bruce Wayne for a Batman Beyond movie.
Fun fact, Batman Begins originally started off the live-action year one, which really started off life as a live-action Batman Beyond movie.
I want a Batman Beyond movie so much.
Yeah, it'd be so great.
Well, yeah, there's a little Batman history for you, movie-wise.
Well, is there anything else?
I don't think so.
Well, I want to talk about how this is probably the best DC movie since Dark Knight.
I would say since Shazam.
Well, Shazam's too recent. And as good as Shazam is, it wasn't, like, super amazing. It still falls into the same traps that a lot of modern superhero films do.
But it was still great.
Plus, it's kind of hard not to fall into those traps when they've been doing it for the past few years.
Well, Joker didn't fall into those traps.
Because he wasn't a hero!
He's not a hero.
You don't need to be a hero to fall. That's a comic book movie trappings.
That's just
the
a trapping
Ninja
of the hero
Turtles
cycle.
fall into that.
That's just a trapping of the hero cycle.
You either
There's certain beats in superhero movies that only really exist in superhero movies that every superhero movie for the past 10 years has been falling into.
Because of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, Marvel's what started it.
Yeah, fair point.
It's like Logan's the closest one, the only one that's come close to not falling into that, and Joker doesn't fall into any of them.
That's because it was still trying to be...
Because it's not trying to be a comic book movie.
I'm confused. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, according to DC, they wanted this to not so much start its own franchise, but start,
Like a new revolution of comic book movies?
start, like, a path of them doing, like, standalone films for other characters, possibly.
So basically, what they were trying to do with Venom, but good.
Yes! What?
I will forever remain denial about that.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
To be fair, I haven't seen Venom yet, but what the consensus is, I know exactly what it's trying to go for and what it's trying to be.
That it's trying to be this terrible, terrible, awful, awesome movie.
Venom is one of my favorite characters of all time. I will forever remain denial about that.
You were quick to shit on it when the trailers came out.
Yeah, because the trailers looked awful.
Now, to be fair, we were also quick to shit on Titans when we saw its trailers.
And Sonic the Hedgehog.
I think that was still
That's still gonna be terrible.
I think it's gonna be terrible amazing.
Oh, by the way, guess what other video game movie we're getting next year?
Oh, which one?
Uncharted.
That's finally been confirmed.
As far as I know, it's
Okay.
on the list.
Okay, I'm gonna go see this. I think I'm like the only person here that really truly loves Uncharted.
I don't
I haven't
care.
played.
No, I love Uncharted.
They're fine.
I'm undecided. I haven't played.
I'm waiting for the Metal Gear Solid film, directed by Jordan Vogt Roberts.
Okay, I'm waiting for that as well.
Overseen by Kojima himself, from what I've heard.
I wonder if he's gonna do a franchise and try to put and actually like do it in the same order as the games release.
That would be weird.
It's Kojima. You know he'll probably do it too.
You guys are
Kojima would go off the
You guys are
rails.
doing that podcast without me. Because I'm just going to be completely lost throughout.
No, you're not. What the fuck?
Yeah, honestly, there's nothing to really truly follow. It basically gives you everything bare bones.
Really? What about the million references they'll probably pop in? Just to
It's a
movie
movie!
Shit.
It's almost like you're watching the movie about this story.
Yeah, with references to the games.
Yeah, the games that are also this story.
It's literally the games. Like,
That I haven't played.
let me finish. If you're just gonna do a movie and Kojima's doing the script, chances are it's basically gonna try to follow plot for plot, word for word for the most part. The only thing,
It's so weird.
because there's nothing.
What's Psycho Mantis gonna read? He can't read our memory cards.
He's gonna probably do some kind of census kind of thing going on, or what most people are actually have on their phone.
You like Castlevania, don't you? You like Super Mario Sunshine.
But anyway, what we're trying to say is there's not much that you can't get from the game that they don't spell out for you or give you just debriefing during the mission statement.
Oh, please.
No, literally, that's how it happened in the game. It gives you everything in the mission statement. Why you think like the opening of the game is like 10 minutes long?
I haven't played the game.
You know,
Oh.
you would probably be fine playing the game. You want to know why?
Because the graphics are awful.
No, because the graphics are really good, especially for the time. And especially the newer games, the graphics are all great.
I thought Metal Gear Solid 5 sucked.
No, Metal Gear Solid 5 is really good. What the fuck are you talking about?
What have you been playing?
None of them.
You're thinking of Metal Gear Survive. No,
The
do you
online-
want to know why you would be fine playing all of these games?
Why?
Because they are literally 70% movie.
Yeah, they are.
Who's to say I'm going to be good at the game part, though?
The game part's not that hard or difficult.
It's just stealth.
Yeah, once you kind of figure out what you're doing, which isn't that hard, I figured it out pretty easily.
It's actually a little easier than Batman.
It's actually a lot easier than Batman.
The Arkham series team?
I highly doubt that.
Trust me, they are.
They are.
For God's sake, you can literally get a
Kojima
box.
literally meant for those to be experienced, so...
Yeah. Most of the time, you're hiding in a box. You get
If you want to.
Which is still so stupid.
No, it's not, because if you actually hide
Are
in
the
a
guards that dumb?
Yes.
No, I love how the game... Okay,
guard-
let's end this podcast and just explain this. Bye, everyone.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Help me.